girl, Wendy Sanchez from Bella Vida Inc. Allow me to reintroduce our podcast, Tattoo Nightmare, episode lucky number 6666666. I have my one sister out of 700, Wendy Sanchez. Cling. Give a triangle applause to my sister, Wendy. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Wendy Sanchez, and I'm a tattoo artist for 2 years now. Sorry,
I have 7 cats.
Oh, okay, I'm a Gemini. I have 7 cats. I don't know what else is interesting about me.
Latina.
I'm Latina.
And your the school, the colleges.
Oh, yeah, I have a bachelor's degree. I have a nursing degree, LVN, and I went halfway through my RN. Yes.
Ooh, who aren't you? Any FBI agent?
Let's not talk about the last few years.
Your past. Your gambling past. I know. Quiet crickets, everything. She's from the mafia, you guys. Don't fuck with her.
You're only spreading
I know. Sorry, Winnie. I'm just so proud of you being from the mafia. I'm going to stir the pot, Wendy. What nightmare did you have dealing with a client?
For clients, I've been here for like 2 years, so I don't know if I have that much experience with many uncomfortable clients or anything like that, but I definitely have had more issues with tattoo artists for sure.
Ooh.
It's not like physically like, like a tattoo artist I've seen face to face either. Like,
okay.
I definitely have had a lot of attacks online for sure.
Social media where they could hide these.
Yeah. They say
obviously say to our face. Yeah.
They're like exactly, they're like
Of course they would. Say it louder, say it prouder. If you got something to say, tell them, confront them. Do not hide over social media, you guys. Come on, we're grown-ups, we're adults. What specifically was it that you were like, fuck this person on social media that they commented or said?
Oh, well, I get a lot of comments because I didn't go the traditional route through, tattooing. I didn't, go through an apprenticeship through a tattoo shop, the whole mark and stuff like that. So,
I've the old school way, huh?
Yeah, and I've definitely had a lot of people let me know that they will never consider me a tattoo artist specifically. And I was like, I don't even know you. Like, what the hell? Okay.
Like, who the fuck are you to tell me if I'm a tattoo artist or not? Like, just because I didn't go through what you went through.
Exactly. And I don't know what they want from me. I don't know if they want me to be like,
oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm not a tattoo artist because you told me I wasn't.
Yeah, okay, next.
Yeah.
It just bugs me that a lot of, not a lot, but some certain tattoo artists don't respect me and they expect me to kiss them. Not even just respect, they would expect me to kiss their ass or something.
Yeah,
they would expect me to get on my knees and be like,
you commented something that I really believe in, where it's like, you don't just give respect to people just because they've been doing it a certain time of year or anything. No, if they don't see you like a human being, they don't respect you like a human being, you don't need to give them respect. And they put it as more of like, oh, I've been doing this for 10 years, 20 years, whatever. And I'm like, you would have thought that because they've been doing it that longer, they would have been much more considered like how it is to becoming a tattoo artist and how rough it can be. And instead of them helping you out or giving you advice, they're trying to throw you bricks. And a lot of old school mindsets have that. You're like, you got to give me respect because I've been doing this or I've been being in this game for such a long time.
And I have a mutual respect for everybody.
Exactly. Mutual.
If I meet you or if I see people's work, I can totally separate someone's work from themselves. You know what I mean? I will completely 100% respect you.
Me as a human being.
Until you disrespect me.
100%.
Until you expect me to expect this to be a one-way area. You know what I mean? Sorry, I don't do that. Our family come from the hood.
Yeah.
So we know how to respect. We don't, pass boundaries and stuff until you do. And then, we might look nice and stuff, and we're nice, but don't underestimate.
And you know what? I feel like they they think you're just trying to become a tattoo artist, but you have so much experience, and not only just tattooing and being an artist, but being a nurse, going through school. So you are street smart and book smart. And when you come out with these facts, because I know what you're talking about, give me an example of what comment that you're like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna school this bitch, and I'm gonna show her I'm a tattoo artist, and I didn't have to do that old school fucking way, and I'm making my own path.
Yeah. You know what? That recently happened to me. Just kidding. That recently happened to me. I was on Instagram and, like, you know, people were attacking this one girl over
Social media?
practicing on fake skin. Yes. Like, she was practicing on fake skin and stuff. And people were bashing her, saying, you're not a tattoo artist, blah, 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 blah. So, I went in and said, like, yeah, you know what? Like, it's not just one way that you can become a tattoo artist or whatever. And they immediately started, oh, here's the scratcher, you know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm good. Like, I'm not here for you. I'm here for, like, the people. Yeah. I'm here to give somebody, if they want permanent, cool art, then go for it.
Call them out, Wendy. Call them out right now.
And they're, you know, these are people from all over the country. Yes. Like, you know, they put in their 2 cents from a few states back, you know what I mean? Like, and so there were, you know, I'm not gonna lie, their work wasn't, like, amazing for them, like, tattooing for 10 plus years. Yeah. And I'm saying, like, 10, and some of them were 20 years and stuff like that. And, you know, art is subjective in its own way, but they were really bashing me and saying, like, oh, well, regardless whether you're good or not, regardless whether you become the best, I will still never, like, respect you in that way. So I was just kind of like, whatever, because everyone in the comments really were supporting me, and they were like,
because they would see your work, they're like, what the
they
fuck
literally
are you
would
talking
go
about?
onto
This is an
my
amazing
page.
artist. Like,
they would go onto my page and say, like, hey, if that's a scratcher, I'd rather go to a scratcher than, like, what the hell.
Yeah,
like,
than you being professional and doing whack ass fucking
and then
jobs.
that was not my intention. I was not trying to be like, oh, go look at my shit. You know what I mean? If anything, they would just, like, tag me and stuff like that. So I guess, like, there was this one artist here in locally that was from Hollywood, and
Hollywood, you guys.
Just kidding. That was from Hollywood, and I guess she had a good amount of following, and so she decided to put her 2 cents in, because I guess, like, you know, the people who were bashing me didn't have a
good following,
or not even just the following, like, they didn't have a good everything well-rounded. No, but this girl, you know, she had good tattoos and stuff like that, a good following. She basically told me, like, don't put your machine down. You know what I mean? Like, stop tattooing. Put your machine down. Stop tattooing people.
Put your phone down.
And she was like, tattoo artists are like doctors. Like, and if you don't know that, like, put your machine down type of stuff. And I was
little
like...
Little did she know like, Wendy's background. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, did you just compare tattoo artists to doctors? Because, you know? And I was like, this girl, oh my God. So I let her know, like, you know...
She didn't understand your background, that you came from a nursing program and worked with doctors and
so that that, like, it didn't trigger me, but I was just like, come on, okay, let's stop spreading misinformation here. Like, I let her know, like,
let me
girl,
school you.
Like, I have a nursing degree, I have a bachelor's degree in biological anthropology. I had to go through, you know, all these, like, biochem, like, type of situations. Like, I had to go understand the basis of human anatomy and ins and outs, you know what I mean? Like, and evolution wise, like, I had to go through all of that.
You studied, like, for this, like,
do not compare a freaking like, me as a nurse who had graduated, I was just like, bitch, not even a nurse. Once I let her know that, like, dude, I have all this shit going on, like, don't tell me what to do. Like, they are not the same. Yes. And she was comparing it more like to, oh, we both handle, like, medical stuff. And I was like, not to the degree you think. A bloodborne pathogen.
Keyword degree.
And plus, like, I go, you know, I didn't continue my nursing degree, but that definitely, I have integrated it into my tattooing, because it's definitely helped me out. I had to learn the skin ins and outs. So, like, I feel like for a like abrasions and stuff, we had to figure out how to help heal them faster and stuff like that. Anyway, so like this girl like goes on, she just goes on and says like, oh, regardless, like, I still believe that you should respect people.
We'll have the receipts right here, you guys.
Yeah. And you know what? We just kind of left it at that. I told her, you know what? I can respect someone's work without respecting the person. Like, I'm okay with that. I will sleep good at night.
That's a good way of seeing things too. Is like, sleep good. You might have great work, but your personality sucks. Like you're not a good human being, or just because you think you have a certain following or work doesn't mean you have to disrespect or make anybody lower or lesser because they didn't go through what you went through, or they didn't do it professionally done. I know so many artists that are so good. They did it at their home, whatever they can get their hands on. You do not know what some people have to go through for certain reasons, like their upbringing, their background, like everything. But that doesn't mean that it's the horrible way or the wrong way. There really is no wrong or right way. It's like you create your own path. It's just learning to be sanitized, learning, and you got to make mistakes. That's the only way to learn, is to make the mistakes, learn from them, and then get better at that. This used to be a big trigger for me before, just seeing people judge people's growth, where they started, versus like seeing like they're trying, they're doing the best they can with what they got and stuff, and instead of like giving them advice or being a good example, like you're showing a whole ugly side of you, where it's like, whoa, your insecurities are coming out, why is this bugging you? Like, instead of bashing them, help them out, instead of putting a bad comment like, oh, you're a scratcher, I'll never see you like that. It's like, give them an advice that will actually help them become a better tattoo artist. It's like, oh, try this out, maybe this will help you out, you know?
But some people don't. I don't know if they see it as competition. I don't know if they see it as disrespectful in some way, but I think it's more respectful and more reputable if you share that information. And it's not like every person that picks up a machine is gonna like go forward with it, because like you said, like look at me, I changed my career multiple times. I went from the most randomest things. Like, I wanted to be a dentist. I wanted to be a mortician. I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be.
You had a journey, a different journey. Yeah. You had a whole totally different journey. I wanted to be. I'm just kidding. I want to be the very best that no one ever was. Dun dun. Dun. No, that was just fucking on you guys.
No, but like I can say I have been impulsive, we got diagnosed with ADHD more than 10 years ago and stuff. I've really embraced that and stuff like that, and I've made it work for me.
Besides being like having a nightmare through social media, which I feel like a lot of people can relate, because people get hate crimes through social media without even knowing anything else, because people only show certain things on social media. So you can't just judge somebody off one post and stuff either. But your comments say a lot about you as well, and what are you bashing somebody, or are you trying to help somebody? Like, what is your purpose here, with this comment? Is it doing good, or are you just here to like add bricks to people? Have you ever had a tattoo nightmare dealing with an artist in person that you're like, oh, hell no, like, what? You shouldn't be even here.
I think I can totally see the difference between, like, barely starting, like, the looks, I'm not even gonna, you might not even make it, I'm not gonna give you my fucking time, like, eye rolls, like, like people feeling that they're a little better and stuff, and I remember that. Yeah,
100%. Because you're like, whoa, what did I do to you?
And you know what?
Like, I'm not trying to learn.
Exactly, and I'm not gonna make a fuss or make a difference. You know what I mean? If they have changed, the way they approach me and stuff like that. But I'm like, whatever. Like, I give them the benefit of the doubt that they were in a dark place. Just kidding.
No, I totally feel you, because like, you've been tattooing for how long, Wendy?
2 and a few months, 2 years.
Two and a few months. What a lot of old school mindsets, they feel like how many years is how much experience they have in the tattoo industry means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you're such a great example because in those 2 years and a couple months, you've outgrown so many tattoo artists that have been doing this for 5, for 10 years, and they have not grown. So I realized, and I know this for a fact, that experience does not come with age or years of you being in it, what you do at that time. Because somebody can grow in 1 year because they put the effort, they put the time, like you did, versus somebody who's been doing for 10 years but been in and out of the tattoo industry doing other stuff, other projects. They didn't focus on that. Your years does not match to what you did in that 1 year.
That's true. I will say that, like, I definitely came into this career a lot later in my life. I think I was like 29, I think.
Yeah.
I think I was 29 when I started. And so that already is like, you're already an adult. You should already have, but I started a career, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that was already one weird aspect of this, like dropping everything. And like, you know, I did have a set career set in mind, and I literally was, you know, had a job almost handed to me, and I was like, psych, you know what I mean? Like, I was like,
it didn't call to you, like this called to you.
Yeah, and I definitely do agree. I was doing the math, and I definitely sacrificed a lot these 2 years, you know what I mean? Like, I thought I was working 40 hours a week just like anybody else, but I was not.
Yeah.
You know, I was working like 80 hours a fucking week. Like, I was slaving I was only sleeping
a couple hours.
Yeah, like, you know, like sleeping, eating, shitting. Like,
yeah. And, you know, there's other artists who just fucking stay at the studio or shop or where they're at, and they just sit there for hours. They're not like moving, they're not doing anything, but they are like, I got 3 years on my back. Where it's like, but you're still the same. Like, what the fuck happened there?
Yeah.
And you have somebody who is a
1 hour
hustler.
tattoo every week versus like I was fucking putting in lots of hours, and I think that helped me out enormously. Like, it helped me, like, I guess, like, make the mistakes faster and resolve them faster, figure out how to resolve my mistakes, you know what I mean? And like, I think that helped me out bring the love of cover-ups a lot for me too, because I got a lot of cover-ups.
Oh, those are other nightmares, huh?
Yeah, oh yes, those are all crazy actually. Yeah.
Stirring the pot, Wendy. Tell me more. What was one tattoo that you're like, who the fuck tattooed this? Like, who is tattooing? Who really is tattooing? And then you realize it's someone who's been tattooing for 10 years and you're like, what the hell?
I don't know all the tattoo artists locally and stuff. I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't know that many tattoo artists here in the Valley or in LA or in anywhere, but that's just because, like, for those 2 years, I sacrificed a lot of my time to improving on myself and not knowing, like, who's who. And now that I'm, like, you know, now moving forward, I am trying to step back.
Yes.
Take a step back and finally, like, looking into, like, you know, just, like, seeing what other styles or whatever. Yeah. I'm always open to growth and stuff like that. Yes. Like, I started this career pretty, like, later in my life, you know, but for those 2 years, I think
you jumped a whole lot.
Yeah, and maybe it was because I was older. Maybe it was because I put in, you know, a lot of hours into every week. Or maybe it was because I don't have kids and I have more time and stuff like that. But I was literally willing to sacrifice everything. You know?
Like, everybody has different circumstances and different paths and journeys that you cannot compare yours to other people's journeys and say that's the right way. That's the only way. No. You have to learn to create your own and be independent and make those choices and own your mistakes too, you know, and learn from that and keep growing from that. Yeah. I really like that you mentioned about, like, learning about the history, that you don't know so many artists or anything like that, but you literally took the time to sharpen your crafts. And I love that because a lot of people have that mindset. It's like, you're not a tattoo artist if you can't name 10 artists, if you don't know the history of who started this, and, like, give people, like, that history lesson and stuff. No, that does not make you a great artist. It helps to educate yourself and know about all that stuff if you want to, but that's not going to make you a great artist. Just because you can name all these 100 artists and know the history, like, you can know the history but not be a great artist. So don't not define that. Don't make people set standards of like what's a tattoo artist and what is not a tattoo artist. You define that yourself. That's why I love being a tattoo artist, because you create yourself, you destroy yourself again, recreate yourself, you evolve. You're like, I'm gonna change this, I'm gonna change that. That's the whole fun part of tattooing. People try to make it like very serious, very like square, like you can't go around these circles or triangles.
Yeah, like you have to like, do it a certain way.
You can't color outside of the lines, you know, where it's like, I'm an artist, I color my own fucking palette, or I color my own walls or where the fuck I want to, and these are my lessons, this is my journey. Own it.
You know, like for nursing, that was like, I don't like to say this, but one of the biggest reasons why I didn't like nursing was, I was very like, I felt like I wore my heart on my sleeve. So it was very emotionally like, oh shit, I'm gonna cry. You know what I mean? But that wasn't the thing I didn't want to say. I don't want to say that like, a lot of the times like the nurses were very catty. They were very high school drama petty. So I was like, oh my God, like you work in one floor 10 years, you move up to 2 floors up, like you start all over again. It doesn't matter how many years you have, like, and I thought that was like, I don't know, really uncomfortable and petty. And then I came to tattooing and I thought it was going to be completely different. And I realized it was some a total people nightmare. Liked that drama, or I don't know, like they, you know, I guess it's in every work environment. However, like here it's different because it's like artistically. So like, and art is subjective. Everybody, you know, I am okay with some people. And some people have told me like, oh, I don't like your style or whatever. And I basically told them like, okay, cool. Like, that's not really gonna hurt me or anything. Like, I completely understand, because there are great tattoo artists out there, huge, you know, like, and you know, their work is really great. And I'm like, I kind of like it a little different, you know what I mean? But it doesn't discredit that they're amazing tattoo artists. And I'm not trying to change them either. Exactly. Unless they're trying to change me, then I'm going to be like, whoa. Yeah. Like, you know.
Back up.
Just kidding.
Back up. I love that. I love that. Art is subjective, because we all have different likes and different dislikes. Some people like realism. Some people like the illustration or surrealism.
I like that we go one day, you're doing a beautiful memoir thing for a past loved one, and then the next day you do a meme tattoo. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. You know what? Thank you for sharing your tattoo nightmares. Hopefully we heal together after these nightmares and have less nightmares. I do want to ask one last question. What advice would you have given yourself, your younger self, when you were beginning your tattoo journey? Sip on your tea, Wendy.
I would probably say, like, you know what? Let you do you. Don't look into... Don't, like, you know, like, have a... Tunnel vision.
Correct.
Don't, like, peek to the sides and stuff like that. If you're going the right route, you know what I mean? Because, like... And if things go sour, because at the beginning I was like, you know, I did get looks and I did get comments and stuff like that, and it almost broke me, you know what I mean? I could have not doubted myself. I would have been at a different level maybe right now, you know what I mean? So definitely self-doubt is a killer, you know what I mean? And also maybe the other advice would be like, karma will do its thing. Like, don't
you don't gotta go scream and shout.
Because this said Hollywood tattoo artist also like very recently, I just found out that
more tea. Yes,
I had a client come in and we were gonna start on a sleeve, and it looked like he had a fresh tattoo on. So I asked him, oh, where did you get it? And he said tattoo artist did it for him, and I was like, what? You know, I didn't let him know what was. I don't want to put you in that situation, and it could not be any
full circle,
whatever. But I was just like,
circle,
what,
guys? Full circle.
And he let me know. He was like, oh, I actually told this tattoo artist that I was gonna go with another tattoo artist next week to get a sleeve. And she was like, oh, who are you going to go with? So he pulled up my profile and he was like, I'm going with this tattoo artist. And so to me, I was like, I don't gotta do anything. I just gotta keep going. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and that was not my intention to try to like make people feel uncomfortable or whatever. Like, I of course let him know later, like, oh, that's funny. But you know what? Like I said, I still like I can respect people's artwork versus like the people.
Yes.
Like, if you don't consider me a tattoo artist, fine, but don't expect me to kiss your ass.
Oh yeah, or kiss your ass, or look at you, or give you respect when people demand it. It's like, I've been tattooing for 10 years. I demand respect because I've been in this industry for too long. Fuck off. So thank you, Wendy, for sharing your tattoo nightmare with us. And I feel like a lot of people will relate to you, but not only the tattoo industry, and almost every industry and job, people can relate to that when you're first beginning and there's people throwing bricks or there's people cheering you on and stuff, but learning not to take that personal and keep moving forward, tunnel vision, like how you said, and improving onto yourself, Wendy. So thank you for sharing these nightmares, and this cheers on this and eat our conchas off camera.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Hopefully this helped you out in any way, shape, or form. We're here just to educate you and tune into your inner chismosa and chismoso side, because we love the tea and we love the chisme. We love the tattoo nightmares that we could all relate to. Remember, you guys, don't throw bricks, throw conchas. Bye, guys.